has not. No one has yet done it. So I'm not easily shamed or embarrassed. So try to ask something that's embarrassing. I won't promise to answer every question, but I'd like to see if it could ever happen. So go for it.
I might refrain from that game.
Yeah.
Shy.
Class and something else. Go right ahead.
Probably won't embarrass you, but if you could have played any role, like anything that I wish I could have played that instead of the actor that got picked. Not just that you tried for, but anything.
Oh man. I feel like my career's been such a smorgasbord of riches, so that damn, man. You know, I always said that, you know, usually it's the problem with Hamlet is it's usually some old fart playing Hamlet, and it really needs to be somebody who's like, can believably be 17 years old, because when there's a 17-year-old talking to the audience going, you know, I don't know, man, should I kill myself? Can someone help me with this? Because I don't know why it's worth it to live. Why are you people still around here? That's like a profound question. When it's a 40-year-old asking that, you're like, dude, get over it. So I kind of wish I could have gotten to Hamlet before I hit 40, and I'm way past that now. So I'm not going to get back to that one. I guess that would be the one that I didn't get to. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not under, maybe Hamlet. Maybe I would like to play Hamlet.
There's actually a really good Hamlet, a female Hamlet that I read a review of.
Oh,
it's
really?
Like one of the best that has been on Broadway. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Over here.
This question is for Juliet. I was wondering, you know, you were Drusilla on Buffy, who was sort of a crazy, sort of spacey character, and then you went on to BioShock and played a little girl who was...
Every script, I was like, really? I did not see that coming. I did not. You know, that was the thing. I mean, they created the character designed to die. Like in Joss's world, vampires are a metaphor for all the things you get over in adolescence, so that you can, because like in adolescence you realize the world is messed up. And the question that Buffy poses is, how do you not give up on the world or yourself in the face of realizing that? And so vampires are stand-in for all of those things. So for Joss's world, vampires are supposed to be ugly and very quickly killed. And when they decided not to kill me, it was like, well, what do we do with them now? We set him up as such a cool badass guy, and now we've got to undercut that. And it always felt like the rungs of my ladder were being cut out beneath me. And I kept feeling like, man, I'm trying to raise a child here. I'm trying to build a career, and you're undercutting my cool, man. So yeah, I remember when we went back in time and we discovered that I had been a poet.
What season that was, that we'd had a three-way with the Immortal.
What?
We never knew that.
Yeah. There was some illusion that Angel and I got it on, and Angel and I was like, I'm just staring at David going, do you know what they're making us do? Okay. But there was a point in season 6 that I realized that I had to show up 24 hours a day, whenever they called, 5 days a week, and do whatever they told me to do, to whoever they told me to do it, where or not whatever they told me to do, and I would have to do it contractually, and it was a terrifying moment. I literally was in bed, and I did not want to get out of bed, like, ever again. And because the thing is, with a movie or with a play, you get to decide up front if you're willing to give that, or if you're willing to go through that journey. And you can look at a script and say, I don't really want to do that to myself right now. Pass. And with a television show, you read the pilot and you know what the journey is going to be, because in most television shows it's basically the same story every week. But with Buffy, it was all bets off all the time. And I remember thinking, this is, I have to trust the writers, and they're freaks, you know? So it was a wild, imaginative, fun ride, which got to be absolutely terrifying by the end of it. And I'm glad I did every moment. As an artist, that's what you want. You want to be terrified. That's when you're not bored. So, yeah.
If I may interrupt real quick, we have a third person would like to join the panel, Mr. J. August Richards.
Thank you so much. I'm obsessed with Biddy right now, so I have to do that right now. Is anybody else on Biddy? No one else is on it. Bringing Biddy to the masses. Okay. Well, let's follow each other on Biddy. Hi, everybody. Hi, so nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you very much. She wished me a happy birthday. Thank you. I'm real into my birthday. And if you follow me on Twitter, I'm really into your birthday too.
Let's go and take another question from right over here.
We were just running you down big time, but we'll stop now.
Nice. Fantastic.
My question is actually for James, and I first want to say that it was really great seeing you on Smallville as well.
Right
It was
on.
another one of my favorite shows. But I wanted to know, how hard was it for you to keep the English accent since you're obviously American?
You know, actually, I'm from Georgia. There is no roles for people from where I come from. Not from Russia. It's very different. The truth was that accent sucked in the beginning. I remember coming out and going, "You were there." And I remember Tony Head coming to me one day, really early on, and going, "We don't say it like that, you brat. You gotta get it right." And so I've got to hold my head up back home. And so he literally pulled me aside, and we took every script for about 5 or 6 scripts, went through line by line until I could do it as well as Juliet could already. Yeah. And my basic problem was that the English people speak really fast. So like Buffy and Xander would be like doing their lines, well, I think we should go to, the coffee house and then let's come back home. And I would have to, let's go to the coffee house and come back home. So I would have to know my lines like really fast, and I was just like, God, make me an American. But yeah, that was the biggest problem, was just speaking fast enough. Yeah.
All right, we'll take another question from over here.
Hi, this is for Juliet.
And other types of music. I'm a blues man, so I'm curious about that.
I hate to say this, but I was one of those guys that tried to sound like James Taylor. Like no, don't. There's only one James Taylor, man. Put on the record,
Bad person to try to sound like.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But he, like I got one of those tablature books, and I, learned how to pick out all the songs and everything. So I was like playing bars, but I would only play James Taylor. Like I was like fanatical about it. He's the best one. I would say that the people that have influenced me as far as writing would be maybe Kurt Cobain for chord structure. Joni Mitchell in my best times, when my melody gets interesting. Yeah, Kurt Cobain and Joni Mitchell.
If you are their love child, I'm not
But my band is just subplot. My band is back together. Ghost of the Robot. Our last album debuted at 106 on iTunes on the top 200. You can go to Amazon and iTunes. You can pick up Murphy's Law, and we're working on the next one. Yeah. Namaste, Mr. Musician Man.
Next question over here.
This question is for James and Juliet. We never got to see a reunion between Drusilla and an ensouled Spike. If that had happened, how do you think it would have gone down?
That's a good one.
I would have gotten him back to the bad side. 200 years, we had a good thing going.
No. hilariously. Yeah. Yeah, Stan Lee would say, enough said.
That's a sinister giggle.
A question right here.
Hi.
This is a question for James. I was just wondering, after you got your soul, do you think that as a person you were better from Drusilla or Buffy?
After I got my soul, was I better? What? You know, I think that Spike was kind of screwed at the point that he got his soul, because I think that he was happier with Drusilla, obviously. Because I don't think he was right for Buffy. I don't think he was good enough for her. I don't think he knew himself well enough for her. And I think that she made a mistake by hooking up with him. Because she wanted to feel alive. She wanted to feel something, anything at that point, and she went for a twisted heart. So as an actor, I like my scene with Juliet the best.
Honesty.
She can't sue me now. Oh man, Sarah's awesome. No, she really is. She really is. I'm just trying to be snarky.
Next question from over here.
Hi, James. This question is for you. First of all, in response.
Actually, I have a question for James too.
First of all, in response to your last answer, I want to say Spike was too good for Buffy by the end. But my question is, Buffy's last word in Chosen was Spike's name. Do you think that was Joss's way of answering the question that was inevitably going to come up? Did she? Didn't she?
Wow. See, Joss just likes to screw it. He doesn't like any package tied up with too neatly of a bow. And so something in me just thinks that he was trying to keep it ambivalent, because I think very clearly in the writing throughout the series, it was hammered in over and over again that Angel was the vamp for her and that she was making a mistake by going into the waters of Spike. But again, he didn't want you to think that he's not telling you what to think. So I think that come on, she thought I was hot. It's okay. And I tried to be good, See, I thought it was a surprise for me. I had told Joss, if you want to take my shirt off, just give me 2 months warning, because I look good in a t-shirt, but if you want that shot of the shirt off, give me time to work it and get low body fat, because we've got to prepare for those shots. And he goes, oh, good. Over the summer, get ready, because you're going to fall in love with Buffy. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I'll fall for Buffy, and that way we don't have to use the chip as an excuse for me to try not to kill her anymore, because I always thought the chip was a stupid idea. I did, and I will try to be good for her, but of course I'll fail miserably, and that'll be hilarious. And of course, she'll never reciprocate, right? And he goes, no, actually, you guys are gonna have sex. What? Again, exactly opposite of what I would have expected. But I think that it was played, that Buffy was playing with fire with that relationship. But he didn't want to wrap up the bow too neatly, so she said my name.
At least you got a warning for your shirt off scene. I read the script and found that I had to have my shirt off in like 3 or 4 days, so I called Joss. They often refer to my character as the muscle on the show. So I said, Joss, you realize that after this scene, you're no longer going to be able to call me the muscle. Call me the flab or something.
You can give it to him, but you got to have time to do that. And when you're working 20 hours a day, It's like, well, just roll in. If you gave us weights on the set, I remember having the same conversation. Like, I remember when I went on Supernatural, they had a weight truck. That's one of the reasons those guys still look so good, is they have a weight truck. They go in there on lunch and they pump it. And Josh was like, no, man, you got a trailer, get your own weights. Yeah, it was like, what was it, the Terminator lady, the Hamilton? And it's like, there's a great scene on Saturday Night Live where she's like, Linda Hamilton hanging out in the bar, and this woman comes up, tries to pick a fight with her. Oh, I've seen your muscles, I could take you. And Linda's like, well, no, actually, I worked out for those scenes. I'm not really like that all the time, you know. So yeah. So we get ready when you pay us.